Cursed diary. Anna wasn't looking for anything specific that Sunday afternoon. She often visited the little antique shop on Maple Street to kill time, enjoying the scent of aged wood and the comforting creak of the floorboards beneath her feet. That day, the shop was eerily quiet. Sunlight slanted through dusty windows, illuminating shelves packed with forgotten treasures. Anna's fingers trailed along the spines of old books until they stopped on something peculiar, a small leather-bound diary with a gold-embossed cover. As she picked it up, a strange sensation prickled her skin. The diary was heavier than it looked, its pages thick and slightly yellowed. "Do you know where this came from?" she asked the shopkeeper, an elderly man with piercing eyes. He studied the diary for a moment. "Estate sale. Don't know much about it, but it seems to have found you." Anna laughed nervously, paid for the diary, and left the shop. She didn't notice the way the shopkeeper watched her go, his expression unreadable. That night, Anna sat at her desk, flipping through the diary. Most of the pages were blank, though a few bore faint traces of smudged writing that had long since faded. She picked up her pen and wrote. "Dear Diary, today I found you in a quaint little shop. You're beautiful, and I can't wait to fill your pages with my thoughts and dreams." She smiled, feeling a childish giddiness she hadn't experienced in years. Closing the diary, she set it aside and went to bed. The next morning, Anna stepped outside to find a massive oak tree in her yard split down the middle. Its branches were blackened, as though struck by lightning. "That's strange," she muttered. There hadn't been a storm. Shrugging off the incident, she headed to work, unaware that her life had taken a dark turn. Anna began writing in the diary regularly, using it as an outlet for her frustrations and dreams. She wrote about her stressful job, her longing for companionship, and her hopes for a better future. One evening, she wrote, "There's a stray black cat that wanders the neighborhood. I wish I could bring it inside and take care of it. It looks so thin and lonely." The next morning, the cat was sitting on her doorstep. Its piercing yellow eyes locked onto hers, and it let out a low meow. "That's uncanny," Anna whispered, opening the door. The cat strolled inside as if it had always lived there. Over the following days, Anna began to notice a pattern. Each time she wrote in the diary, her wishes came true. She wrote about a promotion at work, and the next day her boss announced she'd been given more responsibility and a pay raise. She wrote about reconnecting with an old friend, and within hours, the friend called her unexpectedly. At first, Anna was thrilled. The diary felt like a miracle, a secret tool that could shape her life. But then she began to notice the consequences. After wishing for the cat, her neighbor's dog was found dead, its body strangely shriveled. After she wrote about her promotion, her colleagues suffered a freak accident, breaking their leg. Each fulfilled wish seemed to extract a cost, and it was always someone else who paid. Disturbed, Anna returned to the antique shop to confront the shopkeeper. But when she arrived, the store was boarded up, the windows dark and lifeless. It looked as though it had been abandoned for years. Frustrated and frightened, Anna searched the diary for clues. On the first page, she noticed faint writing that hadn't been there before. Under the light of a lamp, the words revealed themselves. "Be careful what you wish for. The diary gives, but it also takes. Balance must be maintained." Anna's hands trembled as she read. That night, she dreamed of the diary. In her dream, its pages were filled with blood-red ink, the words twisting and writhing as though alive. A deep, guttural voice whispered in her ear. Write, Anna. Give me more. One evening, overcome with loneliness and grief, Anna wrote. I wish I could see my grandmother one last time. I miss her so much. Her grandmother had passed away years ago, leaving behind an unfillable void. As soon as Anna closed the diary, a chill settled over the room. A soft knock echoed through the house. Anna froze. The knock came again, louder this time. With trembling hands, she opened the door. Her grandmother stood on the porch. At first, Anna felt a rush of joy. Grandma? But something was wrong. Her grandmother's eyes were hollow, her skin pale and waxy. Her movements were jerky, unnatural. You called me, dear, her grandmother said in a raspy voice, stepping inside. Anna backed away, her heart pounding. You're not real. Her grandmother smiled, but it was a twisted, predatory grin. Don't you want me here? You wished for this. As the figure advanced, the cat hissed and bolted from the room. Anna grabbed the diary, desperate to undo what she had done. She wrote hastily. I wish for my grandmother to rest in peace again. The figure stopped mid-step, its form dissolving into mist. The house fell silent, but Anna could still hear the faint whispers of the diary, urging her to write more. Anna knew she couldn't keep the diary any longer. Its power was too dangerous. She tried burning it, but the flames wouldn't touch the leather. She tried throwing it in the river, but it reappeared on her desk the next morning. The diary had bound itself to her, and it wouldn't let go. Desperate, Anna sought the help of a reclusive historian named Victor, known for his knowledge of arcane artifacts. After hearing her story, Victor examined the diary and confirmed her fears. This is no ordinary object, he said. It's a vessel for a dark entity, feeding on your desires and the consequences they bring. Can it be destroyed? Anna asked. Not easily. You must sever its connection to you by writing a final wish, one that aligns with the entity's purpose but ultimately traps it. That night, Anna sat at her desk, the diary open before her. The whispers were deafening now, begging her to write. With shaking hands, she wrote. I wish for the diary's power to be sealed forever, and for it to harm no one again. The diary trembled, its pages glowing with an eerie red light. The whispers turned into screams as the entity within fought against her command. Then, with a deafening crack, the diary slammed shut. When Anna woke the next morning, the diary was gone. Her house felt lighter, as if a heavy presence had lifted. Though her life returned to normal, Anna would never forget the lessons the diary had taught her. She learned to appreciate what she had and to resist the temptation of shortcuts, knowing some desires were best left unfulfilled. The antique shop never reopened, and the diary was never seen again. But sometimes, on quiet nights, Anna swore she could still hear faint whispers in the wind.